11. Friends don't lie. Stop it! You're freaking her out! She's freaking me out! The upside down. Do you understand what he's talking about?
No.
I found the chocolate bunny!
Oh God, please tell me it's not the kid.
I need you to hide!
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Holy shit.
Welcome back. My name is Chris.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things, a Stranger Things podcast. Entirely unofficial. We have no permissions or rights from Netflix to do this, but we're doing it. Can't stop us. It's America. Biatch. We're going to be talking about Chapter 7, The Bite, today. We're excited to be doing this. It's been a while since our last episode. About 20 minutes or so. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I couldn't lie to him, Steve.
No. Well, we this is an open door policy.
Friends don't lie.
Friends don't lie.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Again, thank you so much for all the listeners. You can email us anytime at streamingthingspod@gmail.com. We love hearing from you folks, and we're going to blow through this, but with aplomb, right? It's going to be effective. It's going to be deep. It's going to be touching, heartwarming, all those good adjectives that I can throw in there, but also fast, hopefully, right? Because it's getting hot in here.
It is.
We had to turn the AC off.
Yeah.
We should probably take off all our clothes.
I'm already there.
In the buff.
You guys not naked?
Streaming
It is
Things,
so hot.
special edition, 3 Naked Guys.
Stranger Things after hours.
Oh, shit.
Things just got stranger.
I used to watch that on HBO. Shit.
After hours.
Stranger Things confessional.
Do you remember that Conan O'Brien skit where it was like person's name secrets?
No, but I just thought for a second you said Gangnam Bai.
I know.
I was like,
I
do you
can't
watch
talk.
Vietnam TV?
Gangnam Bai.
Do you remember that Gangnam Bai episode?
That was so good.
That was so good.
I love it.
Netflix describes Chapter 7, The Bite, thusly. With time running out and an assassin close behind, Hopper's crew races back to Hawkins, where Elle and the kids are preparing for war.
I feel like more happens than that.
And full disclosure, I have no fucking clue what it is because I did not rewatch episode 7. I haven't seen it in 3 weeks. That's the entire shtick of our show fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Done.
I just like the idea
it's
of
all
children
over.
preparing for war. Let there be war.
Like that South Park episode.
Viva la Revolution. It's the movie.
Yeah.
Viva la revolution.
So Andy's going to be in charge of this episode.
Guard dog shit.
We have the watches and the butt for. For pooping, silly. Puts out the fucking cigarette. Claude, are you smoking again? No, mama.
No, mama.
Yeah.
All right, Chapter 7, The Bite. So we open up with the 4th of July Fun Fair Parade event festival thing. We have that great big sign that Mr. Klein,
Ticks
Mayor
a lot of
Klein,
boxes.
ticks a lot of boxes. There's stuff happening. There's a big sign. Mayor Klein wants everybody to know that he's the one that's making this shit happen. So like it pans down and it says Fun Fair and Mr. Klein's all over it. So you see a bunch of kids running around, playing games, having fun, whatever. And then we cut to a marching band playing a real shitty marching tune thing. And then Mayor Klein comes in and cuts them off. And he's trying to be real showman. And he's like, "You already see some fireworks? Can I get a hell yeah?" And then the crowd's like, "Hell yeah."
He was
Can I
Stone
get
Cold
a
Steve
hell
Austin.
yeah? Pretty much, dude.
Goddamn.
And so then we cut over to Miss Wheeler and Ted and baby Holly, which I think this is the only time we've seen her. Has she been in the episode?
No, she was sleeping on the episode yet.
Yeah,
she was
well, in
sleeping
the
on
episode,
Ted.
yeah, but she was sleeping on Ted. You're totally right. But she gets some lines this time. So they get on the Ferris wheel, and apparently Mrs. Wheeler slipped the ride runner a $5 to get them to stop at the top of the Ferris wheel so they could have the best seat in the house for the fireworks. Now Ted's sitting there being Ted, you know,
Pissed himself.
not the hero that I thought he was going to be this season. Unfortunately,
seems unstable. I'm trying to give you a hand job on the goddamn Ferris wheel, Ted.
With Holly?
Mommy, what are you doing to Daddy?
Damn, Andy.
Oh, I made it weird.
What the fuck, Andy? You sicko.
So the fireworks start, and
I haven't seen it in 3 weeks. I didn't know she was on the fucking thing.
So the fireworks start, and then baby Holly says, "Mommy, the trees are moving." And
That's just Ted's wood.
Jesus Christ.
Why is it some guy commenting just from the other seat?
Listen to mine.
He snuck in between. Hey, day kid. I just want to let you know.
I can see your boner, Ted. God damn it, Fred. Ted and Fred. It's a spin-off episode. Anyway.
I would watch
Called
that
Normal
series.
Things.
Oh my God, it's so hot in here. You guys made me blush. Okay, so then we cut to is a pretty neat little match cut where we see the intro happens in between.
Did anyone else think when she commented on the trees that it was about to bust through and a giant monster attack the whole fair?
You
Yeah.
established the whole giant fair. You think
Right.
for sure shit's going down there.
Like, damn, I can't hide this. And
Right.
then, no.
Not at all. So then the next sequence we get is looking at the same fireworks, but from the perspective of being amongst those trees. And the kids are all gathering, preparing for war at Hopper's cabin.
To war.
To war. Vive la revolution. Let's see. And they are discussing the vision that Elle just had with Billy. And they're trying to determine what it is that they're building other than a baseball park to get them to come. They determined that they're building the army to try to destroy 11.
Was that a
Yeah.
Field of Dreams reference again?
Yeah, totally.
Man, Field of Dream is coming up.
little throwback,
Field of
man.
Dreams number is coming
You're talking
up.
about the R. Kelly documentary, right?
Let's see here.
Is that a conversation that happened off air that no one understands? what
No,
we're
I
talking
think it
about?
was on air.
Oh, okay.
So
God, I hope so.
No, that was on here. Yeah. And so as they're discussing things, Willie Tingle goes off a little bit, and
Will Tingle.
there's a roar off in the distance, and they realize that it knows where they are and it's coming for them. So then we cut back to below the mall. Dustin and Erica have just rescued Steve and Robin, and they are super drugged out riding in the back of the little go-kart talking about how it's the Indy 500, no it's the Indy 300, no it's the Indy 1 million. And they like crash the go-kart a little bit, and they get on the elevator to head back up to I'm not sure how they ever figured out what the code was to make the elevator work, but now they know how to work it.
Well, wasn't it was just time locked? Wasn't that the issue? Why they couldn't get out?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be convenient. Yeah.
I assumed it was just all in Russian, and they didn't know how to do it.
That's also probably a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, that just made me think of Armageddon. Everything made in Taiwan. And he hits the thing.
Everything made in Taiwan.
So then the whole gang.
Is that Peter Stormare?
I think so. So the whole Scoops troop is riding the elevator back up, and Robin and Steve are tripping nuts, and like Steve's trying to surf on the stuff, and he wipes out, and they're talking about we're all gonna die, and Robin's like, we all die sometime, my weird little friends. It's a question of where and when. she's like Gollum, like all hunched
Doesn't she
down, looking
boop
at him
one
all
of- like
wide.
when she boops her when
Steve keeps booping Dustin
that's
when
what it
he's
is.
like, Steve, where's your car keys? We need to get out of here. Steve. He's like, are you gonna fucking die on me? And he's just like, boop. Just keeps booping the snoot.
Boop that snoot.
Booping the snoot. So they make it all the way back up to the surface. They realize that they're trapped. Steve doesn't have his car keys, so they're stuck at the mall surrounded by the enemy. And as soon as they get up to the surface, they step outside and they're tasting the fresh air because they're high as fuck.
Literally tasting it.
Literally tasting the air.
Steve, do you taste that?
Oh my God.
It's the air.
It tastes like freedom. So they step outside.
Freedom just tastes like air.
Immediately the gates open and Russians spot them, and they're like, oh fuck, and they run back into the mall. We cut back to Hopper's cabin. The gang is arming themselves, so we get the neat little call to arms where Nancy runs and grabs a shotgun, and Jonathan Jay Bird runs and grabs an axe, and they're barricading the doors and windows and stuff, and they say, everybody got to get away from the windows. And then we have that nice little calm before the storm moment where everybody's just sort of waiting and listening, and the camera sort of pans around them and cuts between them, and then the lights start to flicker a little bit.
Oh, man, it's getting
And it
intense.
starts getting a little.
Stranger Things after dark.
Oh my God.
So the lights start to flicker a little bit, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
a giant fucking arm shoots in through one of the windows and attacks Nancy and
Fisted.
fisted. And so she's shooting it with a shotgun, and Jonathan's axing it with the axe.
Yeah. Harder.
And he axes it harder, but it doesn't fucking work. And then 11 like grabs it with her force thing and rips the tip off.
Just grabbing it and ripping it and a tearing.
So then she manages to destroy the one, and then another one shoots in through another window, and she force grabs that one. Another one shoots through the window on the opposite side, and she force grabs that one. And then there's that badass shot, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like kind of wide, and she's got her arms out pointing at
Jared
both.
Bruckheimer 360.
Yeah, and then she like she pulls like the Vader where she like makes a fist and rips downward, and like both of the hands rips off, both the tips rip off.
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit! It did get hot in here.
Dude, Andy, when you do the recap,
You really set the mood.
you do something to my body chemistry.
And so this is where the titular bite happens. Oh no!
Hold on.
Later in a minute.
As good as this scene is, did this not annoy anyone? That like, very obviously, if you're a giant monster and it's littered with people who you don't want to kidnap and only want to kill inside, do you A, shove random appendages through various orifices of the home, B, obliterate the entire fucking house, which you could easily do,
Just belly flop the house.
or C, go back home?
Personally, I would pick option C. Go back home.
Sure.
Right? I mean, why
It's like
doesn't
a
he
video
just destroy
game.
the cabin? Right.
It's like playing Assassin's Creed, where one at a time comes and attacks you, and there's like a crowd of 17 hanging back just watching.
yeah. Oh, get him.
And then you like hang out with the three monks that just are conveniently walking by and you blend in.
Next is Brian, then Chris, then Jessica, then me, and I got you.
But no, I totally get what you mean. Like it is kind of silly that it's literally just sending little. It's like the equivalent of that monster's pinkies through the.
Yeah,
window, like,
right.
look at ya.
And it's very video gamey. Like, you know, I mean, that would be the sequence where you have to like tap X fast enough to dodge the limbs, and then
Oh, there's a triangle. Woo.
yeah.
Nancy apparently has unlimited ammo during this sequence.
Right.
She's got like somewhere among her person and her little lady pockets like 17,000
Doesn't
shells.
she actually reload at one point?
Yes.
Is this show that I'm sorry, it's been weeks, but I recall that she fires
a bunch?
a few shots, reloads, and there's a maximum of 5 shells that would fit in this shotgun, and then shoots about 8 times. Yeah. But that's not even what I'm angry about. Just in general,
Somehow managing not to hit 11 during the course of this.
I just remember on the very first watch being like, why doesn't he fucking destroy the house? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
It's a giant ass monster.
Right.
So when this part happens,
Hopper
when
lives in a
the fourth or fifth in line leg arm thing shoots through and grabs 11 and tries to pull her up through the roof, all of a sudden it has a giant razor blade face that's like spinning maw thing that it's trying to suck her into and I guess eat her, make her part of it.
What's that called? A snorflack?
A Sarlacc
pit.
Sarlacc
Sorry.
pit.
God, I thought every nerd listener just got super angry.
Wow, that was weird. My nerd wires got twisted because you said Snorflack, and I was like, Snorlax from Mickey Mouse? And then Andy said
say
Starlac.
that.
I'm like, ooh, Starlac, like Star Wars.
So yeah,
Starts playing a pokey flute and it goes away.
all of a sudden everybody drops what they're doing and grabs 11 and they're all pulling and the Sarlacc pit arm is trying to suck her up into it. Nancy's just blasting away with unlimited ammo cheat and Lucas is apparently just standing back because all of this goes on for a good while. Finally Max yells Lucas and then he grabs an axe and starts hacking at it. And so he's just hanging back. That they've kind of had an issue with their action throughout this series a little bit, where it's
Action?
like, what the? I tried to drop the shtick, guys, but okay, if you want me to bring it back.
Oh, God.
Lucas goes and grabs the axe.
Oh, God.
He starts axing that axe.
Oh, tell me what he does with that axe.
He starts hacking away. But yeah, they just keep running. Chris
is just looking back and forth like he's watching a ping pong game or a tennis match.
It's like 7 Days in Hell tennis match. What's he doing to her? Standing with a boner watching it. So yeah, Lucas finally manages to hack off the leg arm appendage thing. But 11 is hurt in the process. The thing is latched onto her leg. They rip it off, and her leg is gnarly. And they're like, oh, fuck. And the thing's still like looking down through the giant hole in the ceiling that it did not, for some reason, go through. And she stands up, pissed as shit. And she flexes on him. This was Steve's flex moment for 11. And she like rips his fucking face open. Like just goes ham on it. And the thing's like, oh, and like a dog, and fucking like retreats a little bit. And they're like, all right, let's piece the fuck out. And they run, they get into Jonathan's car, and they take off. They all fit into his car, apparently.
Is it the station wagon?
I think it was the station wagon from earlier.
Oh,
I get it.
they got like the rear facing seats and stuff.
Yeah, I remember when Will and Mike were upset they had to sit in the back, which is unrealistic because everyone wanted to sit in the back.
Absolutely. I would definitely call dibs on back.
Oh, yeah. Dibs on skins. Let's see here. So then we cut to the Russians are pursuing Team Scoops through the mall, and they work their way through the back employee sections areas and get to the movie theater where none other than Black to the Future is playing.
Just like we joined.
Word?
Black to the
Black to
Future,
the
Part
Future
3. We got to get the fuck back there. Sam Jackson. Sorry.
Now I want to see a Back to the Future remake with Sam Jackson as Doc Brown.
God, I would want to see that.
How fucking sweet would that be?
Get it up to 88, motherfucker. Sorry.
So they
I'm
sneak.
so fucking tired of these fucking Libyans trying to get my motherfucking plutonium in this motherfucking DeLorean.
Oh my God, I would pay money to see that movie, dude. So they sneak into the movie. There happens to be 4 seats available. Every other seat in the entire theater is taken, but
Decent
2 together,
seats,
2
too.
together. Yeah, right. Although they are on the end, you know what I mean? Nobody likes to be
Aren't
on
they in
the
the end in the pit?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's like when I saw Star Wars Force Awakens the first time, like that was the only seat available. And it's like, well, I can't not see Star Wars.
Brag.
So you just fucking... I saw me and everyone else in the world, apparently. Somewhere, Steve and Robin managed to find some popcorn, and they're like, it's like they struck gold. They're sitting there like, oh my God, eating like,
Very,
like
between this episode and the last one, super accurate.
Falls Trip.
Being fucking super high, right?
Yeah.
It just reminded me of like, I don't know if you've ever done ecstasy, but that's very accurate. Nothing over the top. I mean, it's just spot on.
And then they're like chugging water later.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's,
Like, oh,
it's
my
actually
turn.
super accurate. So Dustin says to Erica, keep an eye on them. He said, that's it. I'm never having kids. And he tells her to keep an eye on them. And he's going to go find them a ride. And he pulls out his little radio and he takes off. So then we cut to Hopper and Joyce having found out that the kids are at the fair and that is just down the road from all the shit that's happening at the mall.
The gate, yeah.
Yeah, the gate, because everything's by Steve's house, apparently.
Yeah. They got to make sure their kids are safe. Hop, our kids are in danger.
So in the back seat, Alexi's still explaining to Murray how it works, that there's 2 keys, and you need the Plunker's number or something. I don't remember what it was called.
Planck's constant.
Planck's
It's a very
constant.
famous number.
Plunker's number. I'm sticking with it.
Snarflack.
Plunker's number sounds like a meal you get at Burger King.
Take a plunker and a number 2.
That's the
I didn't even do that on purpose. Get it?
Number 2.
poop.
So much funnier when you say it out loud.
You call the shit plunker. All right.
That's their like filet of fish that they sell like around like Ash Wednesday or whatever the fuck that's called when you do Lent.
So Antique Chariot is yelling at Wheelbarrow for ruining his call in to the cavalry, and they're kind of bickering back and forth, and then finally Murray's had enough, and he calls him out on it, says that you guys either need to chill the fuck out or we need to pull over, and you rip each other's clothes off and you get the fuck down. You know what I mean? And I'm
Have
I'm
sex.
paraphrasing there, but that's basically what he says.
Yeah.
Like,
very dramatically, he goes on a tangent for like 30 seconds where he's at maximum volume. Like, you guys gotta bah. He was mad. And I've never seen
Nancy and Jonathan together, and I will do it again.
I've never seen a man wearing short jean shorts that angry that long. It was unsettling.
It was unsettling. And then he leans back to Alexi and he's like, they've never had sex? And Alexi's like, they've never had sex. And then they just fucking die laughing.
Yeah.
Like, almost inappropriate how hard they're laughing at the fact that they've never banged. Like,
Oh, it's a universal language.
yeah, it's like
Even Alexi can sense the sparks betwixt those two.
Yeah. He's
So-
like, I'm an engineer, but I can see the love sparking right there.
I would have preferred the extended cut where they do pull over, bang it out, and then
it
get
out.
back on the road.
Alexi's just enjoying a Slurpee.
So we cut to having escaped Hopper's cabin of doom. The kids, the gang, if you will, all break into a convenience store to get some medicine to take care of.
It's more like a full-fledged supermarket, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they have fireworks, so it's.
By the way, my favorite shot of the entire show maybe is in this scene, but go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, I think I know the shot. I actually have it in caps on my next page of notes. So they break in, and Nancy's trying to play doctor, and she's like, somebody get some bandages. And then Max is like, no, I skateboard. I know what's up. First, we need to wash it. Then we need to disinfect it. Then we need to put some...
I dug that scene, but it also was a little... I don't know, maybe because I'm not super into skateboarders.
Every skater I know has gone into nursing, so I mean, it checks out.
I mean, they get hurt a lot, but it's like, all right, I don't know. Yeah,
There's some
it's fine.
skaters I know that would probably be like, "Oh man, I got a scrape on my knee. I better pour Mountain Dew on it."
Dude, seriously.
It would be funnier if she said I'm a skater and then didn't know how.
Better, she's like, "Hey, hold up, I'm a skater." just stop and they're like, oh, you're done.
Welcome back.
I'm the Zoomer, okay?
The Zoomer.
Wait, what? That has nothing to fucking do with this right
Give
now.
me some peroxide. Zoom over that aisle and get me some peroxide.
I'm going to go bust out some NAR real quick.
I don't think have we ever seen 11 wounded? And it happens in this season a lot, but
Not
where
to
she's
that extent.
bested, you know what I mean? Like she's almost down for the kiss out.
I
right
mean,
now.
she's been in a situation where like she's drained, like where she's used her powers, so she's weak, but not to the point where she's literally got a giant gaping wound that is keeping her broken.
Right.
That's not the right word of broken, but you know what I mean.
Right.
She is broken.
Out of commission. So Max sends Lucas to go find a bowl, I guess for water or something to wash the wound, and Will runs off with him, and I'm not sure where Max and Nancy and everybody else go to, but everybody separates into the store, going to different places
Eating
because
food and shit.
you got to have opportunity for everybody to have their own private little combos.
Don't you just want to live in the 80s and just break into places?
I know,
no
right?
security. Like, how badass would that be? Just eating shit.
We're gonna spend the night in the 7-Eleven.
Get some of that Mr. T cereal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Play with some fireworks. Fuck it.
In looking for the bowl, Lucas and Will run into a bunch of fireworks, and he's like, if you put like 6 of these together, it's bigger than an M80. Like, those are some shitty fireworks, dude.
I love his delivery. Is like, you put 10 of them together, you got a stick of dynamite.
I love how nerdy Will was in that scene. He's like, is it cool? Is it sweet?
Just remind you that these are like kids.
Right, yeah.
Is it totes bitchin'?
Is it Nar?
Is it yeet?
So then
Today's lingo.
It's gonna yeet the monster, that's for sure.
Yeah. Is that how you use that?
You got yeeted.
You done been yeeted.
I learned that word because of Game of Thrones, actually.
My son, he's 6, and he keeps saying, I actually yelled at him today. And I don't really, I mean, he does a lot of whatever he wants. I let him watch rated R movies and shit. I don't care. But he was playing Fortnite, and every time he killed somebody, he went, yeet. And I was like, Mason, stop. Stop. Don't ever say that again. And I had like a real discussion with him. That's my parenting.
When
You sound like a douche. All right.
when Master Kyburn got his like head smashed by the mountain, my wife was like, "Ooh, we just got yeeted," and I was like, "The fuck?"
Pause.
What?
You can't past tense verbalize that word.
We gotta discuss this.
Honey, we are in our 30s.
I want a divorce.
So then we cut to that adorable sequence or scene with Mike and Eleven, where Mike's trying to apologize to her for being a controlling douchebag for the past season and a half.
Right.
And he's trying to find the way to say, I love you. He's like, it makes you crazy. It's like,
And she's teasing him.
You know that phrase?
Yeah.
That phrase that old people say? Yeah.
And she's like, old people?
No, I mean,
Makes you crazy.
It's a really super endearing scene. And then it is cut short by Dustin has finally started to come through on the radio. The gang's been split up this whole time. He's still mad at them for bailing on Cerebro back in like episode 1 or 2 or something. And he starts coming through, but it's cutting in and out. They can't really understand him.
low battery.
Low batteries.
They hear Code Red. They hear the gate.
That's all I need to know is Code Red.
Mountain Dew. Code Red. It's out. Cherry flavor.
New Coke. Don't they have the Coke argument too in this episode, or is that
They
before?
do. Yeah.
They do. That's when they get to the mall later.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Oh, they're still in the store when they have that. It's when
Yeah, but he's saying like, oh no, maybe I'm. It
It's
definitely
when-
is
it's
in the
when
Oh,
Eleven
store.
you're right. Oh my God, it is in the store because he's talking about the Thing.
Yeah.
He's trying to compare how like like John Carpenter's old Thing versus like the remake, how it's sweeter and better. It's a take on the new formula. And he's fucking Mike's like, that's not the same at all. He's like, it is.
I love how he's like, no, that's stupid. He's like, what? You like the original thing better than the John Carpenter thing? They're like, no, that's not what it's saying. Literally, no one likes New Coke.
Have you guys had New Coke since they re-released it?
I've never had it. Period.
No.
Well, we weren't alive when it came out the first time, I think. But were we? I don't know.
I don't
How long
know.
was it a thing?
I'm assuming 1985
Not long,
was
yeah.
relevant. So I mean,
I
I was
assume not
born
long.
in
It
'88.
couldn't have been around that long, I wouldn't think.
Did you have it? The re-release?
No, but I want to.
I want to know.
God
what
damn it, guys!
I want to know what it tastes like.
Anyway, neither here nor now.
Have you guys been to
Here nor now.
space?
We just
I want
did
to.
our own little thing. It was hilarious.
Let's see. So Dustin, back in the movie theater, somehow got into the projection booth and sitting there like pissed off because his low batteries aren't working. Runs back into the movie theater, sits down next to Erica.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Pause.
Yeah?
Steve, you worked in the theater back when you had to switch projectors and stuff, right?
Yep. That
There's
would never
somebody
happen.
would be in there, right?
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because you have to, especially those older projectors, you have to be there because those things can just
Jam up
and you have to be there to fix it. And it was, oh God, I love that job. I fucking love that job. We just sat around and listened to the hum of projectors all day. But yeah, and usually they're locked. Like you either need a key or like a keypad. It probably would be a key for back then, but there's no way this kid would be able to like get up in there and then have a full conversation on radio, like screaming, like, guys, Code Red, without somebody like, hey,
Yeah.
you're not my replacement, get out.
I don't know, though. The projectionist at the theater I worked at gave 0 fucks. So if a kid were to bust in there and start yelling Code Red on a fucking radio, he's like, eh.
For me, when I was a projectionist, that the booth where all the projectors were was like my holy ground. So like if anyone came up there, I was like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Get out of here. Who are you? Even if they were like my boss, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, boss.
Hey, guy.
Hey, guy.
I'll talk to you outside.
Shh, I don't want the projectors to hear us.
What I'm about to say is too low for their ears.
It's going down.
I bet the projector that they used was some kind of Easter egg out too.
Oh, I'm sure it's like
It had to have been
a time relevant,
period appropriate one.
Actually,
I
sorry.
love how Steve said time relevant and Andy said period appropriate. Yes.
Time relevant.
That's great synonyms, guys. Fuck, this is a good episode. I'm sorry.
Fun fact about projectors that totally derails the podcast, but I love this fact. When I worked at Danbury specifically, they had like knockoff projectors that were made from an Indian company.
Nice.
And it was this Indian company that only made one line of projectors. Like there was only one round of projectors that they sold because it was literally a company that came across a derelict steel ship. So this had all the steel and they're like, well, let's make projectors out of this ship. And then they sold it. And those were the only projectors they sold. And so we had these weird Indian projectors that literally were so old and there was like no repairs for them because the company doesn't fucking exist anymore. And so there was like one projector where if you like hit the start button, it literally would like shoot sparks at you and shit.
Jesus.
It was, I loved it. I loved it.
And we've all seen Inglourious Bastards. We know how flammable film is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that particular
That-
type.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a bit.
Not this,
Damn it, sorry.
not this new film. See, you know how like John Carpenter's thing is better than the original thing? Well, the new film is better than the old film.
Okay.
Full circle.
Word?
Nice. So Dustin goes running back into the movie theater, sits down next to Erica. He's like, Erica, give me your batteries. He's like, why the fuck would I have batteries? Like, well, I always carry batteries. He's like, I don't have no fucking batteries. And then they turn and look.
Fuck, I got no batteries.
They turn and look, and lo and behold, Steve and Robin have disappeared. Cut to outside the movie theater. Tripping balls, Steve and Robin are sucking down some water.
Whoa. I was like, I missed the key scene.
Whoa.
Why does everything I say come out dirty? It's the worst.
What are those notes you have written, Andy? What did you...
It's just photos of
have
naked dudes.
Did you have Stranger
drawings of
Things on in
boobs.
one monitor, but like porn on the monitor next to it? Got your wires crossed?
See, I was writing my fan fiction, and then I kind of got my streams crossed a little bit. So they are drinking a bunch of water, tripping nuts, talking through the plot of Back to the Future. They're super confused because they're high and they have no idea what's going on. It's awesome.
Why is it called Back to the Future from the past? Wait, that was his mom?
This is decades before Christopher Nolan, so this is, I get it. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're high.
Oh yeah. And they were tripping nuts because right then, after Robin knocks Steve away from the water fountain, he looks up at the ceiling and starts super tripping, staring at all the pretty lights. He's like, Robin, you got, and like it starts getting all echoey and shit. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, Robin, you got to come look at this. Mm-hmm. And she comes up, she's like, whoa. And we get like 80s psychedelic visuals in this sequence, which is super cool. And I don't think they've ever done anything like
streaking.
They start streaking, but then it goes into like, space warp coming at the screen. You know what I mean? Like
2001 Space Odyssey effects.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really well done because it kind of made me sick.
Yeah. It was super time appropriate or period appropriate for like an 80s style thing. And it makes them sick. They suddenly have to run to go puke. They start
As someone who's never like really done any hallucinogens, is that a thing?
tracers and stuff. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
I've never had the privilege.
So have you seen like when people are tripping, they take like glow sticks and start dancing around with them in front of people's faces? It's because every movement you make, there's like a giant path of light that like trails.
So it's like if you have camera's exposure on for a long time and you do movement,
But in real time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's awesome.
It's super fun.
I've always wondered that because like I know how like there's a lot of things in pop culture and in movies specifically that kind of like drum up, this is how
like
this thing
how
works, but
real
it's
is
not
it?
really
Sure.
how it works. Like if you get shot in the arm in movies, you're like, oh, let's keep running, but that's not how it would work in real life. You're just like, I'm dying. I just was curious.
Yeah, it's really accurate. Mild hallucinogen ecstasy vibes for whatever they're going through, I would say.
Yeah. Unless you have a bad trip, then your friend's little brother turns into Krusty the Clown and starts freaking you out and you got to go home. Sorry,
That's
that happened to
very
me once.
specific.
Yeah. It was a bad trip, dude. I won't do hallucinogens
Krusty the
ever
Clown?
again. Yeah. Well, he was doing Krusty the Clown's impressions and he was wearing like a flannel blazer. And so I was tripping really hard and like I started to see makeup on him and shit. And yeah, it was bad. It was all bad.
Fuck.
Apparently I said out loud, somebody kill this kid. And then it's like you come to and you're like, what the did I just say that out loud?
And it's how bad shit happens.
Yeah.
Somebody kill this kid.
Yep, pretty much. Well, he's just standing there telling jokes. Anyway,
Are you like you sound super mellow, but your eyes are like bugging out like somebody kill this kid?
I'm sure, dude. I'm sure.
You're just like clenching the sides of the couch, petrified.
That's
of
what I
this.
pictured. Like he had like a kitchen knife. Like somebody kill this kid. I have to make it stop.
Oh shit! So cut back to the fair. Joyce, Hop, Murray, and Alexi arrive. Joyce and Hop run out to go get the kids, and they tell Murray and Alexi they need to stay in the car. As Joyce and Hop are running into the fair, Klein, playing one of the games, turns and notices Hop running in, having only a day to inform T2 that he has found Hop. Sorry, that's
T2.
in my notes.
Yeah, man, that's his
Russian
fucking name.
Yeah, perfect.
So he runs to go and call him.
Except it's really, I'm sorry, it's T1.
Is it? Oh, it is T1, isn't it?
And T2, he's a good guy. So
T2's got some good alliteration though.
yeah, but he looks nothing like that guy.
That's true, he doesn't.
God damn it, Andy.
They're in the notes, so it's staying.
You done fucked up.
Cut back to the convenience store,
Give me your
and
gun and
finally,
badge.
and maybe this is the shot that you were talking about. Finally, I have in caps here Eggos, and they pan down an entire fucking walk in or open door, whatever, frozen section.
Yeah.
And it's all Eggos.
And then her like Indian style blindfolded doing her thing. I mean, that you couldn't encapsulate that character in one shot possibly any better.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it. I know it's in the promos for the season and stuff, but I mean, that's Stranger Things to me.
And this
I want to
is
get a
where
poster that bad.
the new Coke, new thing conversation happens. And apparently 11 is looking for Dustin this entire time. I feel like there's a scene that was cut out somewhere where they're like, oh my God, that was Dustin. We need to, 11, see if you can find him. We need to know where he is. It's just, she takes off the blindfold. She's like, I found him. And then they say something about, oh, he's at the mall or something. He said something about opening the gate. So having found Dustin, they pack up their shit and they go. They got their fireworks. They're ready to rock. They got their new Coke. But we linger, and 11's blood is on the floor, and it starts to wiggle.
Ooh.
Wiggly blood.
Wiggly blood.
The worst. This Justin. Wiggly blood. Sorry.
Bad for your health.
New Coke. Holy shit. Look what it does.
Oh my God. If you know anyone who has wiggly blood, report them. They're communists.
You sound like the fucking dude from John Mulaney, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Thank you.
Not bad.
Oh,
Not bad.
hello. Have you seen John Mulaney's Oh, Hello? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Look it up on Netflix. It's great.
If there are two words and you're not willing to say one of them, that's the worst word.
That's the worst one.
So cut back to the mall. Robin and Steve are in the bathroom, finally feeling better after they've puked the brains out. And they're giving each other a little interrogation.
Really good puke, too, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Because it
Chunky.
showed the chunks. It looked like popcorn. I just remember thinking, damn, they went the fucking mile with that one.
Yeah, it was like
I
some,
love that overhead shot that they did of them
Yeah.
puking, where it was like this kind of dolly, but vertically looking down.
Very clean 80s cinema bathroom. Or even mall bathroom, even.
Yeah.
Great new tile.
There was
It's
no
a brand new mall, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
But even still, they
It's
could
like
have
day
opened
two
that
that was
mall.
shat on.
It's clearly right by the movie theater, and everybody knows movie theater bathrooms are disgusting.
Movie theaters, especially then, the floors were just fly traps.
Yeah.
That was you walking on the movie theater floor.
I pee on the floor every time I go to the movie theater. Like
Yeah,
on,
right.
on purpose.
You gotta
Why
mark your
wouldn't you?
It's just
territory.
what you do.
I mean, that's why they have.
You gotta mark your territory.
Why else would they hire ushers? That's their job.
So Robin and Steve started interrogating each other. Steve asked, when was the last time you peed your pants? She was like, about an hour ago, just a little bit. And he's like, clearly,
That
you're
was a
still
great
high.
moment.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And so they start, she asks, has he ever been in love? And he said, yeah, he was in love with Nancy Wheeler. And she was like, oh, she's such a prish. And he was like, nah, she's not. She's actually pretty cool.
And she's a lesbian.
I'm sorry. I was bringing up to it. God damn it.
No, I was
Nancy's a
kidding.
lesbian.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. And so, yeah, he confesses his feelings for her. He slides across that nasty ass floor, which was a super dope pimp fucking move to like. He was all smooth
In
about
any
it.
other situation, like any other floor,
Yeah.
that would have been the coolest, most badass thing ever. But the fact
Like,
that it's on a movie theater
what?
floor is like, I'm kind of impressed, but also repulsed.
If it was a real movie theater floor, he would have gotten stuck like halfway through.
I need help, Robin. Pull me in.
Put me in. So yeah, he confesses feelings, and she says, I wasn't obsessed with you because I liked you. I was obsessed with you because she wouldn't stop looking at you. She being Tammy Thompson.
Tammy motherfucking Thompson, who Steve, while simultaneously being intrigued, aroused, and disgusted that she maybe is a homosexual, which is interesting in those times, right? He's also just like, in general, against that it would be for Tammy Thompson. You know, you can do better than that.
He throws shade.
What does he call Tammy? Do you have that written down? He says like she's such a like. He calls her an old school
Oh no, I don't have that written
word
down.
for boring. He's like she's such a ditz, or it's not ditz, but it's like a connotation that she's boring and
Oh
yeah.
No, I didn't write it down.
But then they have this wonderful connection about her bad singing.
Yeah, she sings like Kermit.
And I love that they didn't have Steve.
He's like a Muppet.
First of all, it's awesome that she is gay. and not into Steve like you feel like they're going to hook up and it's going to be the Nancy replacement. I mean, that's what any subpar writer would do. That's probably definitely what I would have done. Like, this is his new girlfriend, right? Fuck the Bechdel test. Steve's girlfriend. I'll give her a name later. Like, that's what, that's what most folks would do. And no, that's not what's going on at all. It's just a new friend. And then they don't have Steve butthurt by that either for very long, right? It's just a split second of,
It takes him a long time to
you know?
realize what's going on. He's like,
right. I love that. Yeah,
she's a girl.
She doesn't have a penis, so
Yeah, I really love that scene because you can see Steve work that out, and it's interesting to watch him work that out. But also, it's like it's really heartbreaking and tense to see Robin kind of work herself up the courage to tell him because it's probably something she's never told anyone.
Yeah,
I would imagine so. No one probably knows that.
It's not super common. I mean, this is pre Elton John coming out. This is pre Ellen.
This is the 80s.
It's the 80s, yeah.
Reagan's in charge, laughing at the AIDS crisis in office. So
right. So when she came out to him in that scene, it like reframed in the negative temporarily. The scene when they're tied up together in the lab in the basement.
Yeah.
When she says that she's obsessed with him, I was like, you're kind of throwing mixed signals there,
right?
Like, but. Then when I thought about it a little bit more, it was like, oh, this is the fucking 80s. And like Steve said, she's probably never, ever told anyone this ever. And so like when she was saying I was obsessed with you, that was her opening up a little bit. And now this is her opening up the rest of the way.
Right.
And so like while for like, I don't know, a few minutes, it negatively reframed that scene in the previous episode. All of a sudden it was that much better.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty effective.
I've seen several people criticize the scene because of it being taking place in the 80s, and a lot of people didn't find it believable that she would admit something like that, and Steve's just like, all right.
Yeah.
And I can't speak to that experience as someone who's, a straight white guy. I can't speak to that, but as somebody who would like to think of myself as an ally, I found the scene very touching. It was I think very cool of them to have this type of dynamic going on in a show.
Yeah. I think it's 100% purposefully contextualized in 2019. They want to be inclusive and representative on this show. Right. And obviously people that were not straight existed then. So they wanted to do that. And maybe Steve's reaction is a little bit too woke, but that's a stupid criticism.
But we all know Steve is the most woke motherfucker in Hawkins.
Yeah, and they've just been held together anyway.
Right. And you wouldn't want, just from a not common sense perspective, you wouldn't want a show that adolescents watch, a beloved character to like realistically gay bash. You know what I mean? Like that would be a terrible idea. So.
And it speaks to the relationship of the two of them and how much he really does they both value each other as friends. And you can see like you mentioned, Andy, it takes him a long time to kind of work through that for TV. It might not be a long time in real life.
Right.
But the silence and the way it just kind of sits on Steve's face for a really long time for screen. That's a long time to dedicate to someone just working out feelings.
Yeah.
Silently. And so I feel like that is a really important thing going on there. And I just loved it.
Speaking of silent acting, and we super glance over it, but it's when Steve is confessing his feelings to her from the other stall, like her series of emotions, like she's flattered, and then she's like nervous, and then she's like sick, and like she's a wreck, and she does a lot.
G.O.D. over there.
Yeah, she does a lot with very little. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that was phenomenal.
And that goes to just the way she's acting, and like she doesn't know what to say, and if she's willing to make that leap and tell him, and just her acting in that moment is so great. I fucking love it.
That's the Thurman in her.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. Or the Hawk.
Or the Hawk. Thurman.
The Before trilogy, bro?
Yeah. Well, Training Day. Oh, dude, I fucking love the book. Don't get me started. I fucking love that series so much.
I know you
so
do.
Much.
I know you do, Andy. It's okay.
Where the fuck was I on my notes?
Bathroom.
Oh, all of a sudden, we cut to
Out of
all
nowhere.
a sudden, out of nowhere. We cut back to the convenience store for just a brief little scene. Billy walks in and finds the wiggly blood, and he picks it up and he touches it, and it squeals a little bit.
Wiggly blood.
If you turn up the volume, it's like when he picks it up.
It's like Plankton from SpongeBob. Sorry.
Cut back to the fair parking lot. Oh, that's not right. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Cut back to the fair parking lot. Alexi, you guys fucked me up. Alexi continues explaining how to destroy the machine. And apparently he's kind of cut a deal with Murray that when this is all said and done, somehow Murray's going to help him become an American and he can join in, quote unquote, in all the fun.
Then you can join in the fun, but you don't have to wait.
You don't have to
Join
wait.
the fun.
The fun's right here, bro. It's called the Fun Fair.
It's called getting shot in the chest while I get a corn dog.
Mayor Klein presents the Fun Fair.
Really, it really does represent America.
Oh, yeah.
You can have fun and get shot.
Yep. Oh, shit.
Damn.
So they
Just got real.
Damn.
They go into the fair. Murray buys a bunch of tickets for Lexi to go have fun.
He's a fucking whiz at those darts. He should join Andy's dart league.
Oh, I know. I was thinking the same. I was like, he's at least a 6.8. His ranking.
that a thing?
Yeah, ranking. Yeah.
I love how he like everyone's enwrapped in his game.
You can do it, mister. He's like, duh.
Do you think he looked at the kid like, I don't know, I don't know what you said. Okay.
Okay. Small creature, babbling things. Batman fell.
So there's a cool little sequence there. Little camera trick. We got some people outside cars. That's all right. We will persevere. So there's a cool little sequence there.
Everyone loves streaming things. They're coming in their carload to watch. This is a live episode, guys. I can tell you.
So when Murray goes to go find the closest thing to food he can find at the fair, he passes by Joyce and Hopper, and the camera does that neat little thing where it's like, I was following this series of characters, and nope, I'm going back the way I came, and I'm going to follow these series of characters. And so Joyce and Hop spot Mrs. Wheeler and Ted, who are heading into the giant spinny UFO thing. I don't know what those are called, and follow her in there. And this is when we kind of get the first like physical contact between Joyce and Hopper.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They the ride starts. Mrs. Wheeler says that she doesn't know where they are. You know, they could be at Lucas's, they could be at Will's. Like, who knows where those crazy kids get to?
Just an awful ride operator.
Oh yeah,
That woman was just a
He's like,
shrewd
stop the ride
troll.
on your life, Magnum.
Yeah, like this is a dangerous piece of machinery, ma'am. You might want to take steps to ensure that everyone in the ride is safe.
Right.
Fuck that.
So the ride
Fuck
starts.
that! I make minimum wage.
So the ride starts, and Joyce and Hop hold hands, and it's all sweet. Back at the mall, Back to the Future ends, and Team Scoops tries to blend into the crowd, but they are
To no avail.
They are spotted by the Russians, and they start. And it's just at the mall. These random Russian security guards. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm gonna need to look through your
Yeah,
purse.
if I was at the mall and that dude came up to me and was like, "Hi, I'm mall security," like, "No, you fucking ain't. You are special ops."
Excuse me 1 minute. I'll do security for mall. I need to look
Hello.
through purse. You see a little fairy boy anywhere, let me know. Don't
Did you
mind
just get out of movie Towards the Prison? You really like that?
Get it, everybody? Is the language barrier?
Yeah. They're dumb. No, I'm kidding.
They don't speak English, so they're stupid.
Yeah. That's not real. Sorry.
Oh, shit. So let me just run through the rest of it. Back at the fair, Alexi wins the giant stuffed animal, and he runs to tell Murray. He's like, "Oh my God, Murray, the games, they're not rigged. They're not rigged." But then T2 shows up and shoots through the stuffed animal and pegs him right in the sternum. And then he's bleeding out, and Murray has like a slow motion moment. Everything gets all blurry, and it's like, oh my God, our favorite new character is starting to die. And Murray's like, run up, Murray, no.
Did Murray scream that?
He's
In
Murray now.
his head. In his head. So Murray runs for
Good
help.
shot by T1 too. That was sly.
Oh, I know. It was super sly. It was like right when the dart popped too. It's like he timed that. What was that movie where the dude's like timing the sniper shots to the
That's Saving
thunderclaps
Private Ryan.
No, way off. Why would they need
Was
to do
that
that in World War II?
behind enemy lines? Maybe. I don't remember.
No.
Enemy
I know
at
what
the
you're
Gate?
talking about. No.
Damn it, one of those. Anyway,
It's not a war movie, or they wouldn't have to do that.
yeah, it is because he's trying to kill like a colonel that's in the shower or something. It's like a World War II movie.
Oh,
I
Enemy
think.
at the Gates, maybe?
What I maybe I don't know.
That's what it just said.
When Harry Met Sally?
That's the one.
Got it. I'll have what he's having.
Because he's dead.
So
Okay.
Murray runs for help. He finds Hop, but the Russians spot Hop too. So Hop says, "Joyce, go get the car," and then he runs into the fun house. He goes into the fun house, and my note says he beats some Russian ass.
That's all that happens.
Yes.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
Cut back to Murray. Runs and intercepts Joyce, takes her to go help Alexei, but alas, Alexei has expired.
Shuffled off that mortal coil.
So then they run to go get the car, not before they run into Mayor Klein, and Joyce punches him in the face and kicks him in the nuts. It's pretty legit.
how she approached him and he's like, "Oh, hey, Joyce. Nothing bad will happen in this interaction."
Punched him right in his
Ballface.
already broken nose.
So in the Hall of Mirrors in the fun house, Hop gets the drop on T2 and shoots him a whole bunch, but alas, he is wearing a vest, and so he's still alive. Hop escapes, jumps in the car with Joyce and Murray, and they take off. On the radio, they overhear that the Russians are heading to the mall, or they're searching the mall. Cut to the mall. The Scoops troop has successfully evaded the Russians, at least for now. They're hiding in the food court behind a thing, but one of the Russians sees them in a reflection of a refrigerator, and he is making his way slowly towards them. Scoops
thought he
troop's
was
about
hot
to die.
shit.
And then,
He's going to get that promotion.
oh no, right? And God, sorry, getting sexy again. And then behind him, a car starts beeping. The
yeah.
camera pans up, and ta-da! It's 11.
Yeah, it
and she
is.
slams that motherfucker into all the
Fuck
Russians that are
yeah.
standing there, and it's dope. And the gang is reunited
Flexing.
at last. So the gang, having mutilated Russians with a model car,
As you
all
do.
run down. They're talking, and this is one of those moments that Chris was talking about in the last episode, where it's everybody trying to catch everybody else up, and everybody's super confused about what's happening, and they're like, "So 11 has superpowers, get fucking with it." And they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then Erica's like, "Lucas, you're here?" It's fucking awesome.
And he's
Just
like, "You're
everybody-
here, Erica?"
Everybody's freaking out. And then all of a sudden, Elle collapses because her leg is super fucked up, and there's something moving under the skin.
She got a boo-boo.
Cut to black.
Probably some wiggly blood. That's why you got to get that shit out.
You didn't get all the wiggly blood.
Nah.
I just saw it on the news. You're supposed to get it.
This just in. Get all the wiggly blood out. Don't leave some of it. Just get all of it.
I'm curious, Dr. Brenner, how did you feel seeing 11 wounded like that?
I'm glad that you finally brought attention to me. I've been in this room for a couple hours now.
Right.
What was the question?
I mean, how did you feel seeing 11 hurt? You've never seen her wounded in such a way.
I'm not a very emotional person, but when I saw that, I thought, get up. I've done worse to you.
I love throwing curveballs at Steve without prepping him.
Always takes it in stride.
Dr. Brenner, I
That was
mean.
Dr. Brenner now.
Right. Yeah, so,
He's just standing in the corner now, staring at us.
Yeah, this is getting awkward. He should leave.
which I believe is a song. That brings us to our ego safe. Bye, Dr. Brenner. Bye. You're
Yeah, he's gone. Bye, buddy.
That brings us to our ego segment, where we try to find various tidbits and little gems from the 80s or the cultural references therein and spot them for funsies. Only we're a little less prepared and don't have Holmes currently, so we'll do the best we can. I have a couple randoms that I jotted down, but I don't cheat, and I could easily just Google them and like make a much more interesting show, but fuck that, all right? Integrity over good content, I always say. To
That's the tagline of the show.
Integrity over content.
Welcome to Streaming Things, integrity over content.
So my ego is New Coke. Andy?
Hell yeah. So when Robin and Steve are talking about the plot to Back to the Future, and Robin says, "I'm not positive because I'm not totally sure what's going on, but I'm pretty sure that woman was trying to bang her son." And then Steve turns and goes, "She was trying to bang that was Alex P. Keaton's mom." And he's talking about Michael J. Fox. Alex P. Keaton was his character in Family Ties. It's pretty legit.
Nice. Good one. Steve.
Rock in the USA by John Mellencamp was played at the fair. I think in the very beginning.
You mean the cougar?
The cougar, yeah, the coug.
The Cougs.
The Cougs.
I believe the Funhouse fight with Hopper is an Enter to the Dragon reference.
I've never seen it.
Pretty sure John Wick, bro.
Yeah, right. No, again, I was going to say next, a lot of people have copied
Baba
or been
Yaga?
influenced by that. The Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. But I think, yeah, it's very similar to that titular fight scene, as Andy would say. Very period appropriate. So,
Time relevant.
also the shitty carny that yells at them on the ride calls him Magnum, which is another Magnum.
Oh,
reference.
yeah, good pull.
Andy.
So, little throwback to the previous episode when when Alexi's watching cartoons. When he wins the dart game, he gets a Woody Woodpecker stuffed animal.
Oh, very fucking nice.
And then Murray
I bet
does
he
the
picked
laugh.
that one, right?
Yeah, he goes, ha ha ha.
Yeah. I hate that laugh.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's even when I was a kid, I always thought Woody Woodpecker's laugh was very unnerving.
Especially Murray doing it, like
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
holding two corn dogs.
Yeah,
There's something weird, but also beautiful
That is
about
the stuff of
Murray
nightmares.
doing that. Like this conspiracy theory, like I hate America nut job who's like, I've got corn dogs and I'm an affair Woody Woodpecker.
I
Let's
haven't
go.
eaten a corn dog in ages, but I really fucking want one right now.
Does sound good.
Anyway,
Does sound good. Corn dog on top of an Eggo.
do you have any more Eggos?
There's some movie posters you could see and movies that were titled in the marquees of the the marquees that are like above the actual auditorium doors. Some of the movies that I saw were Cocoon, Fletch.
There it is. I told you guys it was going to be in there somewhere at some
Fletch.
point.
Return to Oz, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
There was also The Stuff and Daryl. I don't know what either of those
I don't know
movies
what
are,
those are either.
but at some point you could see them on the marquee.
I bet I saw Daryl on the marquee and was like, oh, some employee's in trouble.
Right. Was the subtitle was here?
When we went to the movie theater, like one of our favorite things of you would look down the hallway and there was like auditoriums on either side of the hallway and you could see the marquee. And every now and then there would be beautiful moments where like one movie on this side would match up really well with the movie on the other side. And my favorite one was always The Passion of Hellboy. Fucking live for those moments.
You guys have all these working in a movie theater stories, and I also worked in a movie theater, but I just shot heroin the whole time. I have no cool stories.
Oh man, I love that.
Except one time, I think I've told this on air before, where it was fucking 3D movie. So I walk in the theater and I was an usher and I radio the boss and I'm like, the screen's all fuzzy. Check theater 2. And keep in mind, I'm usually smoking a cigarette and they can't find me and I have my walkie turned off and I'm shooting heroin. So I finally deigned to pop in. Hey, screen 2 needs work. And they're like, all right. And then after a second, they're like, Chris, put on your 3D glasses. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine now.
We have 3D projectors? When did we get those?
And dude, for some reason, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, I mean, that's when I worked there. I saw that movie 100,000 times. I feel like it's all that was ever playing when I was cleaning the theaters. Anyway.
I have so many. We could have a whole separate podcast of just movie theater
Stories.
Yeah.
We should. That's our new Streaming Things Light. Andy,
After hours.
are there any more Eggos?
Also, at the convenience store, you see an old school Ziploc bag or box of Ziploc bags, which I recall. I already talked about the Mr. T cereal in another episode, but in this one, I saw a bunch of cereals, but the ones that stuck out to me were Ghostbusters and G.I. Joe,
Ooh.
which were pretty
And
legit.
knowing those cereals, Andy, is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. I didn't know they had a cereal.
All right.
What does G.I. Joe cereal taste like?
I wish it was
Like
G.I.
freedom.
Joe's, and it would just put the big O.
Oh, whoa, that's so good. Why didn't they do that?
Also at the movie theater, sitting right by the marquees, there is an Atari Asteroids video game machine.
Fuck yeah. Also in the mall, there's a Walden Books.
Oh yeah. And then
Don't
at
wanna
one
skip on
point,
that.
when the gang finally is reunited, Dustin says we have a full blown Red Dawn situation here,
Nice.
which is pretty legit.
Nice.
Dr. Brenner?
Thanks, Dr.
Dr. Brenner loves Red Dawn.
Nice.
That's all I got.
All right, that brings us to our chocolate pudding segment where we enumerate our top 3 favorite moments of the episode. Did you have more Eggos, Steve? Okay,
Oh, sorry. You were looking at your. No, my bad.
No, I was making. I had for a second. I forgot. Like, did I write down
Did
puddings?
So I got the puddings?
Oh, I got them good.
My number 3, didn't think I'd do myself, did you? It's because it's fast, is just 11 sitting in front of the Eggos in the store. So that's
You subverted my
that
expectations.
literal fucking moment is my favorite. It's my number 3. Steve.
Why were you so like poignantly intense?
There's no air conditioning.
That fucking moment.
That's how much I feel. Strongly I feel about it.
So my number 3 is also a fangirl moment, and that is just seeing the band back together at the very end. Just specifically when Dustin just rushes and gives Mike and 11 a big old bear hug. Like he's so happy to see him.
Yeah, this is 8 episodes in a full year from the last time we've seen them all together, right? So
That's also my number 3. The gang reunited. And the big bear hug. And I just love the confusion of who the fuck are you and what do you mean she has superpowers and just run with it.
Erica?
Yeah. Ted.
Fred? Sorry. Was this not the normal things crossover episode?
Still got a boner. My number 2 moment is Alexei getting shot, which is perhaps the saddest thing I've ever seen on television. They did a great job. Again, I think it's a cop-out in a sense because they do these like make you fall in love, and that's the one that dies, and none of the core characters, which secretly I'm also grateful for, right? But with Alexei, they did a phenomenal job. I mean, it's just world-renowned, beloved character, I think unanimously.
He was the new newbie.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he's the newbie of this season, and just though it was surprising. And as soon as it's one of those moments, as soon as you see the guy with the gun, you're like, no, you're done. Aw. Yeah. Like you're sad in advance.
This was my number 2 as well, and that exact moment where Murray's got the hot dogs, everything's so happy, like it's not rigged, and then that guy just kind of like subtly just drifts into frame, and just the bottom of my heart just fell out in that moment. Even though like I actually expected Alexei to die this whole season, but I didn't expect him to die like at the fair
and with a Woody Woodpecker stuffed animal, man. That's just insult to injury.
What if the Russian guy shot him, and instead of going traitor as he walked by, he like took like a couple steps past him and then turned around and went like in his face.
Like he had seen it.
Like really shitty.
It makes that face at him.
The 11 on the beach face. Someone needs to get a still of that and make that the streaming thing's Twitter like profile picture.
11 on the beach. Yep. All right, done. Considered done.
So my number 2 is drugged up Stephen Robin in the elevator, hanging 10 and wiping out, booping noses, and then
hanging 10 and high in 5s.
And crouching like Gollum and saying, "We all die, my strange little child friend." It was just, it was trippy, it was funny, and it was endearing.
Yeah, my number 1 is just Stephen Robin. Yeah. I just put that I cheated completely because fuck it.
Same.
In fact,
Same
I
here.
Hardcore cheated. Stephen Robin?
Yep, Stephen Robin.
You cheat too? Let me see what your actual number 1 says.
It says SNR bathroom.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Hot damn.
So my number 1 is the bathroom talk as well, and the phenomenal.
Everybody high five.
Unanimous. Unanimous.
Actually, I ultra cheated and I wrote bigger than number 1 below it. Hop in the fun house, just because I didn't want to not talk about how badass that was. Sorry.
Beat some Russian ass, that's for sure.
I mean, it was the first time because he's been sort of
emasculated.
Yeah, circumcised. We'll say throughout this season. Throughout this season, that was terrible. That was a terrible way to describe that. And then he just gets the better hand on T2, Andy misnamed, and just cracks him in the chest with like 7 slugs, which surprised the shit out of me. I thought, that's it. And then he had a vest on.
Hopper iced that guy quickly.
And I really regret that he wasn't just actually dead. It was a total like Andy loves that kind of shit in movies where you get that complete subversion, like Last Jedi shit that the rest of the world hates. Like Andy and I love. You know what I mean?
And I don't know if like a bulletproof vest in the 80s that's Russian made can survive like 7 shots at point blank range.
Right.
I don't know, but how awesome would that have been if we thought we were going to get this giant boss fight and then Hop sneaks around the corner and goes, choo, 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 and he's just dead.
That would have been fucking awesome.
How cool would that would have
the
been?
gun named Choo 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 Choo?
Yeah. Choo, 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 choo. That's how they sound, bro.
9mm, bro.
A choo choo 9mm. Thomas the Choo Choo Glock. Sorry.
And even if that shitty 80s Russian bulletproof vest did survive, he would have been like laying on the ground. Just fucking.
Yeah, but he's
He would have been bad. It's
Terminator,
like, get
guys.
away from me! I need to kill him. He would be like, oh, it really hurt.
That wasn't even actually a bulletproof vest. That was Russian skin and an actual normal vest.
In Russia, you proof the vest. What?
This vest is Russian proof. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at?
Duh.
In Russia, you get shot
You
7
proof
times
the
to
vest.
graduate elementary school.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeet. I hope our Russian listeners love us. Yeet. Yeet.
Yeet. That guy got yeeted by Hopper.
Yeet. All right, that brings us to a fucking close of this sweaty segment of streaming things. You can follow me on Twitter at @CMichaelRudd.
You can follow me at Inkwell Verbal.
That's
I'm
Andy.
Steve May 13. That's Steve.
Email us at streamingthingspod@gmail.com. Please stick around. We're getting our shit together. I
We'll get
swear to
there.
God. We're buying houses and getting new jobs and all this stuff.
Throwing darts.
But we've got huge plans for the future. Throwing darts. That's not true. My name is Chris.
I'm Andy.
I'm Steve.
And fuck yeah. Welcome back. Fuck. I forgot I have more.
I thought that you were like making it really impactful.
You look so like congratulatory of yourself, like crushed it. Welcome back.
Nailed it.
And that's all we have time
I
for
just
this
zoned
week.
out.
Yeah.
Zoned out.
Yeah.
Zoned out.
Yeah.
Zoned out.
Yeah.
Zoned out.
Yeah.